the percentage has changed over the years, right? So when I first started, and it was much more on the coaching side of it. And then once I took over more of a manager role, I realized that I needed to get out of the day-to-day coaching. You can coach 12 kids, but ultimately what was going to be long-term successful was that I needed to bring people in to focus on more of the technical side of it and the coaching, so that my role could involve more into the business setup, the business infrastructure, and ultimately creating a system that would be able to deal with tens of thousands of kids. So I think, I'm lucky in that I've got a really strong team that's part of the youth setup. So we have a team, with the youth and the academy, we have a team of about 45 full-time, I'm going to call them managers, but so we have a team very specific to curriculum. We have a team specific to partnership management. We have a team specific to recruitment. We have an academy director that runs all the academy, and is one of the best academy directors in the US. So we have a lot of different people with different skill sets. So I see my job as bringing those together, and it's almost like an air traffic control person. Is you just make sure that the planes are landing and flying in the right direction, and constantly making sure that everybody's connected and speaking to each other. So yeah, I would say now it's, there's times of the year where it changes, but I would say probably 90% on more of a leadership standpoint.
Wow. Just goes to show again, doesn't it, as a sort of lesson in how you can be going down one path but end up somewhere completely different. That when Dave talks about that 90%, let's share some questions from our students. Lewis Payne asks, he asks how you dovetail, how you work with local soccer leagues and companies to improve youth soccer across the whole of the region. He mentions in particular EDP Soccer and MOSA.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So we see our position as a professional team, and within Major League Soccer is that we're really responsible for driving the game of soccer and raising standards within the whole New York, New Jersey area. So we want to be friends with everybody, because we realize that if a league like EDP or a league like MOSA improves 10%, it will increase the number of players, it will increase the quality. So we're there to support the whole community, and we partner with all these different programs and leagues. And what a lot of the leagues and clubs are lacking is the technical understanding and the infrastructure and the coaching staff, right? They do a good job from an administration standpoint. So really where we come in is to really enhance them from a coaching standpoint, a technical standpoint, and help them more on that side of what they do.
Okay. Luke Couchman has got a couple of questions for us, actually. How does the player development reach pyramid run alongside the draft?
Yeah, so great question. And it's evolved significantly over time. So if we go back 10 years ago, not many clubs were signing players out of their academy, right? Very few. And part of it was due to the rules within Major League Soccer, right? So we had these, it was tough although you would have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on your academy system, it was tough you could only sign so many players out of your academy, right? So in that situation, pretty much all of your signings were coming through the draft system, through the college draft, right? And depending on, for those of you that, follow American football, through the draft system, you get a better draft spot based on how you finish the season prior, right? But then you can also trade your draft spots as well. So, one of the most interesting places to be or going back 10 years ago on a draft day was the bar the night before, because that's where all the deals were happening.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So they coexist together. So fast forward now is that if there's a player within our system, we have the first right of refusal to sign that player, right? If we don't sign them, they can then go into the draft system. They can go into college, and for some players, they need to go to college from a maturity standpoint. And then we can still keep ownership potentially of them in college and sign them without the draft system. But what we're seeing now is that like this year, the draft wasn't done in person; it was done online. So we're seeing now more and more clubs are signing players out of their academy, and then maybe there's 1 or 2 players that are coming from the college system, which is completely different to if you look at baseball, football, basketball. Everybody comes through the draft system.